Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy hump day. Hope you're having a great midweek. We are discussing today Coca-Cola, which is getting into, I suppose, the cryptocurrency and blockchain space with a public trial of Ethereum for the sake of supply chain transparency. We'll take a look at that. Tim Boss is in the news commenting on this recent Forbes article, which has mentioned his project, ShareRing, which is cited as a recommendation to help deal with everything that we're now experiencing with TikTok and data leakage. As you know, ChainLink is in the news as far as their integration with Harmony Protocol. We'll take a look at that from a couple of different angles. Here on medium.com, Quarkchain monthly project progress report for July of 2020. Ways in which blockchain and AI innovate the medical industry. That's courtesy of Cybervein on medium.com. And we'll close things off on altcoinbuzz.io with a look at Unibright. All that and more, guys. If you like this kind of content, blockchain, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency, be sure to like and subscribe. Of course, let's kick things off with a look at the markets today. We're up just a little bit, up 0.6% overall today. $253.8 billion is the total market cap. As you can see, projects are up, maybe a little bit down, a little bit in some instances. Bitcoin right now up 1.3% in these last 24 hours, still between that 11 and 12K, $11,397 right now at the time of this recording, with a dominance of 59.3%. Okay, here on ledgerinsights.com, Coca-Cola bottlers to trial public Ethereum for supply chain transparency. Coca-Cola is just about the biggest name you can get. Of course, supply chain applies to them just like anybody else. But really, if you think of the amount of product that they are shipping in the amount of places just all over the world globally, it would stand to reason that it's a perfect use case for tracking technologies and for blockchain, of course. Coke One North America Services, Kona, owned by the major Coca-Cola bottling companies, is to try out the baseline protocol, a Ethereum blockchain technology targeted at enterprise use cases. Blockchain startups Unibright and Provide jointly announced the project, which was confirmed on LinkedIn by Kona's Director of Innovation. The baseline protocol is a collection of software on top of Ethereum that enables the internal systems of two or more companies to be synchronized without storing confidential data on the public blockchain. So hence, if a supplier has insufficient stock, instead of the buyer being surprised at the delivery of a different quantity, when a supplier makes an alteration, the change is represented on the blockchain. Quote, what you're doing is injecting the hash, the state marker, into an ERC20 token and moving that around, which would look like nonsense to anybody other than the parties that were doing it, said Consensus's John Wolpert at the launch of the baseline in March. Quote, so you could do invoice factoring on the main net out in the open without your competitor knowing anything about your invoices. So in other words, it boils down to very restrictive and very strategic communication. Guys, believe me, if this applies to Coca-Cola and their supply chain, it applies just about to everybody in the world. This could be groundbreaking. Let's hope the pilot project goes well. Again, check it out on ledgerinsights.com. We'll link to this article in the description below. Timothy Boss is in the news and has been mentioned, or I should say his project has been mentioned in a pretty high place. So at the real Tim Boss here, maybe we should put a bid in to buy TikTok, then wrap our privacy protocol around it. All the benefits of TikTok, but without the risk of data leakage. Anyone got a few $1 billion that they can lend us? So responding to this tweet here by ShareRing at ShareRing Global from just a few hours ago, ShareRing has been mentioned in another fantastic Forbes article discussing the connections between blockchain, TikTok, and the influencer economy. This is the article in question. Blockchain, TikTok, and the influencer economy. What are the connections? Some of this article is beyond the scope of our discussion. The author talks a little bit about really the problems that we're facing right now in terms of international data leakage, in terms of software that is specifically designed to mine our information and private information at that, who we can trust, who we can't trust necessarily. And on the issue of privacy here, they mentioned there in the context of that TikTok discussion, ShareRing is mentioned. So in terms of privacy, one example of a blockchain organization seeking to grant individuals more control over their identity, sometimes to referred as a self-sovereign identity, is ShareRing, which enables individuals to establish and secure an individual digital identity. Privacy has many different facets and is especially important for online influencers and other personalities. So going back to Tim Boss's tweet here, maybe we should help him out. Start a Kickstarter or something, a GoFundMe, try to raise a few $billion and they can put that bid in on TikTok. Hey, I would trust it in the hands of ShareRing for sure. Let us know your thoughts about these developments, guys, in the comments below. We're now discussing ChainLink at ChainLink on Twitter. Make sure you're following. Blockchain platform Harmony Protocol integrates ChainLink Live on testnet to open up access to off-chain data. Harmony will also dedicate a portion of its fintech grant program to ChainLink-powered Harmony dApps focused on DeFi and cross-border finance. So I'd like to touch specifically on a couple of the points that were referenced in that tweet. We're here on medium.com with the article Harmony integrates ChainLink and announces grants for ChainLink-based apps built on Harmony. Specifically, let's look at some of the functionality, skipping ahead just a little bit here. What ChainLink features are available to Harmony developers? Well, there are three worth noting here. ChainLink price reference data. ChainLink already has 30 plus decentralized price oracles in production that serve as reliable price feeds for cryptocurrencies, foreign exchange rates, commodities, indices, and more. Developers can leverage these existing price oracles or use that framework to quickly launch new ones, such as the Harmony stablecoin INR pair mentioned above. Number two, external adapters. Developers can write ChainLink external adapters to connect to any credentialed off-chain API in order to obtain data from premium data providers, web APIs, enterprise systems, Internet of Things devices, payment systems, other blockchains, and more. And finally, ChainLink nodes. There are already 30 plus security reviewed ChainLink node operators or oracles that developers can incorporate within decentralized Oracle networks, as well as almost 100 community nodes available here at this link, which you can check out. And here in the article is where they talk about the dedication of at least part of those grants, those fintech grant proceeds, $7 million grant program. We will be awarding grants for applications that utilize ChainLink on Harmony as part of our $7 million grant program for fintech applications. You can apply here. Link is in the article. If you guys have been following Quarkchain, you may have already seen this, but for those that haven't, if it's not quite on your radar just yet, I would recommend this piece on medium.com. It is Quarkchain's monthly project progress report for July of 2020 with the full recap of everything that happened in July of this year. This is the 55th Quarkchain monthly report. So here are some of the highlights that we can discuss of everything that happened really in the last month being July. Quarkchain environmental governance blockchain platform will be used for Chinese domestic construction, resource management, and trading. Quarkchain reached in-depth technical cooperation with AWS, Amazon Web Services, which is big. QSwap is under development, new product of decentralized exchanges with native token function. And finally, DeFi games are under development. You can take a look at the rest of the progress that is itemized here, all of the different updates, some recent news, as well as upcoming events that you should look forward to and that you may want to jot down on your calendar if you are a devotee and a fan of Quarkchain, certainly as we are. Also here on medium.com, we're now looking at Cybervein and the ways in which blockchain and AI innovate the medical industry. According to a BIS research report from a couple of years ago in 2018, here's the quote: a global blockchain in the healthcare market is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 63.85% from 2018 to 2025 to reach a value of 5.61 billion by that year. The use of blockchain for healthcare data exchange will contribute the largest market share throughout the forecast period, reaching a value of 1.89 billion by 2025. And owing to the use of blockchain to solve the most widespread problem in healthcare information systems related to interoperability and non-standardization that has created data silos in the industry. Some of the difficulties that exist in the medical field currently really very much relate to big data, and Cybervein is specifically addressing these issues. The value of medical big data is becoming more and more prominent, but its natural sensitivity and particularity have hindered its full use of value in information construction. So in this regard, Cybervein cracked the application problem of medical big data from a technical point of view, building a medical data center that integrates transaction processing and analysis. Cybervein's medical data center provides a one-stop solution for medical big data applications through 5 core technologies of data connection, storage, management, analytics, and use, and 4 aspects specifically. Number 1, data collection layer. Number 2, data source layer. Number 3, big data center. And number 4, application market. Guys, this is a beast of an article, and I don't presume to even be able to get through a little bit of it, to be quite frank. It's pretty lengthy, as you can see. If you happen to be in the medical field or adjacent to the medical field, maybe you deal with some of this data, or maybe if it just interests you, I would actually highly recommend this piece for a more in-depth, very detailed view of exactly what it is Cybervein is trying to achieve. You know, before getting into the blockchain space, I wasn't necessarily privy to some of these problems that existed in the medical field. It's amazing what blockchain points out as far as problems existing in all kinds of different sectors and industry, but especially if you think about it in medicine, as we just described, you know, there's so much data. It's not exactly coordinated. It's not in a structure that can be easily shared. And on top of that, it's private information. It's extremely sensitive. So this certainly lends itself to blockchain solutions. Again, take a look at this article in full to see exactly what Cybervein's answer to those problems are, what their solutions are. We'll link to this in the description below. Finally, however, for today, guys, we're on altcoinbuzz.io. We're discussing Unibright, which storms DeFi with frequity in baseline protocol. This article by David. Unibright has added some enticing products to storm the decentralized finance space. So you guys know about DeFi already, but just in case you don't, decentralized finance represents an overlapping network of smart contracts and decentralized applications, mostly built on Ethereum. These smart contracts have a significant focus on financial applications. So how does Unibright and Frequity fit into DeFi? Frequity is a Unibright-backed platform that focuses on all the important phases involved in the tokenization process, including token issuing, liquidity pool setup, trading, simulation, and other examples as well. Going further, Frequity integrates these tokens into markets and system landscapes. So in a nutshell, Frequity is Unibright's approach towards a regulatory compliant 360-degree security token platform. Baseline protocol is a very big deal. Of course, we talked about that at the outset of this article with regards to that Coca-Cola supply chain issue, how they're implementing it, and they're going to be giving it a chance. Well, Baseline protocol is another project that is being developed by Unibright. The Baseline protocol works towards creating opportunities to boost private and secure business processes on the public Ethereum mainnet, also known for activating blockchain solutions for enterprises, which of course is the hope with that big Coca-Cola deal. Guys, check out the rest of this article, David's article, for more information, not only on Baseline protocol, but other initiatives by Unibright. You can check out this piece that we did, I guess, about a month ago now or so, in which we explored Unibright in more detail. And let us know your thoughts about these developments, as always, in the comments below. But that about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels, and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell, of course, to receive notifications if you guys enjoyed today's video. Best of luck if you choose to invest on this hump day, everybody. Stay safe out there. Have a great midweek, though. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.